सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः. Abandoning all dharmas of the body, mind and intellect, of course, take refuge in me alone. I will liberate you from all sins. Grieve not. So at this point, Arjuna's face would have shown a perplexed personality. So Bhagavan says, see, I have told you the greatest secret and I have given you the liberty to do what you want to do, and yet you are perplexed for what? Now do one thing. Look here. Whenever Bhagavan would have said, whenever I tell you something to do with the divine and to grow out of your attachments and wants and desires, you become perplexed. This is the problem. So, leave aside all the dharmas. Means what? It is not talking of any kind of religion. So, we must not misconstrue the great words of wisdom in this manner. How we do such things, God alone knows. Bhagavan says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Here Bhagavan says that run after that divinity in you, leaving aside the dharma of your body or mind or intellect. What is the dharma of body? What is the dharma of mind? What is the dharma of intellect? One has to know. Not only one's own body and bodily attachments, mind and mental attachments, the world that I have created out of my own ego. The ego and its whole world, I have to drop it. I have to leave it aside. It's not the ultimate dharma. Ultimate dharma will always be towards that one singular, non-dual, all-pervasive reality which is equal and same in all. So how do I do that? So this itself is evolution for a human being. An individual can be really compatible to the whole of creation if he pays attention to what Bhagavan has told in this shloka perfectly. So yes, this body I have created, you can say, or developed. So I must take care of the body and I must see to its comforts, but not at the cost of somebody's discomfort. Immediately the thought comes, yes, I must keep my mind cheerful and happy and peaceful, but not at the cost of others' restlessness or agitation. I must educate my intellect and feed it with the right information and proper understanding, not at the cost of degrading or looking down upon somebody else's knowledge, right? So, Sarva Dharman Parityajya means dropping all the kind of attention that I pay to fulfill the dharma of my body, my mind and my intellect. I'll have to go universal. That is, I'll have to accept the universality of the divine in me. And if I unite myself with that universal infinite reality, which is infinite also and universal also, then I will be able to come to my true self. If I don't identify with the supreme divinity, then I'll be too conditioned by my own body, mind and intellect and its desires, vasanas. What is dharma? Dharma has got so many aspects, no? Dharma can be used in so many ways because it is a very profound word. Here, how does it come to be applied is in this manner. So, dharma is that essential aspect of anything by rejecting or eliminating which it loses its own existence. Like the sun will lose its existence if it loses heat. The sun is known only for its heat and light. If the heat and light are eliminated from the sun, what remains is nothing. So, heat and light are the essential aspect of sun's existence. So, what is the dharma of sun? The dharma of sun is heat and light. That way. In everything in this creation, it can be applied. So, also on you and me. So, what is our dharma? Our essential being is our dharma. Bhagavan has already told about it in different way. Bhagavan gave it the name Ishvara. Ishvara is our dharma. If I eliminate Ishwaratva from me, then what remains is nothing but body, mind and intellect being nurtured and nourished by ego. This ego is the superimposition of ignorance on my real self, which is called as Ishvara by God. Just a few shlokas back. And to reject that Ishwaratva in me, the divinity in me, is the worst thing that can happen to human life, because that human becomes so conditioned by his own wants and desires that he becomes a negative force in the creation. Harmful, detrimental to himself as well as the whole world. So should I pay attention more to the dharma of my body or the relationships and the world around me, or the divinity in me? The divinity in me. Should I pay more attention to the dharma of my mind and its wants and desires, or the divinity in me? So the divinity in me. Should I pay attention or pay more respect to the ability or dharma of my intellect and intellectual faculties, understanding, etc., or the divinity in me? The divinity in me. So, turning my attention from my own body, mind and intellect, I turn my attention towards the divine in me, which is going to become that positive force in me, which is going to maintain the welfare and well-being of not only of my body but also my mind and intellect. So where is the loss? If I turn my attention towards the divine in me, then the worthwhile evolution in this human life is possible. Otherwise, I will remain an individual egocentric being, entertaining the desires like an atheist. Who else is an atheist? The one who does not acknowledge the divine in himself is an atheist. What else? So what if he has got everything at the physical level to entertain himself? Or so what if he is very happy all the time mentally? Or he has got scholarly knowledge also. But then he has lost his divinity because he does not acknowledge the divine in him and the divine's all-pervasiveness. So he is rejecting the very dharma, the essential aspect of his own existence. Bhagavan says, Aham tva sarva papebhyah mokshayishyami. Bhagavan says, if you take refuge under me by leaving aside all the other dharmas, then I will make sure that you get liberated from all the sins. What is a sin? The sin is committed by my own ego. Ignorance is the biggest sin. What else? Ignorance is non-apprehension of our true self, our eternal existence. That itself is the sin. And Bhagavan says, if you take refuge in me, a time will come when the true self will be revealed to you. You will be liberated from the sin that you have been into for life after life. Who knows from where? Ma Shucha, Bhagavan says, grieve not. Because he was in grievance, no? Arjuna began, this whole dialogue between them began when Arjuna got into despondency. So he was in grief. Bhagavan says, grieve not. I will liberate you. Pay attention to the divine in you and get going. Grieve not. Bhagavan has given such beautiful assurance to renounce our ego and its imagined dharmas. We imagine so many dharmas. We forget about the essential dharma. Example. It's not a very pleasant example, but it comes in my mind, so I'm sharing it. How we forget the essential dharma and we try to practice all the other dharmas possible, physical, mental, intellectual. So a wedding came by in the household, okay? Somebody's wedding in the house. So you are concerned about the guests, the list, the invitation card, then the merrymaking. And nowadays you have the sangeet and mehendi and this and that, whatever. I come to know from you people only. So, because I have been to so many weddings of different households, so I have to invite them all. I'm very meticulous in making the list and whatever. I must not, that is my dharma, Then I will have to buy these things for my elders and for my colleagues and for youngsters. Whatever. I can go on and on for half an hour, so for whatever you people prepare for one wedding in the house. All sorts of dharmas, I would like to, be very, very meticulous. What about the essential dharma? That is the shortest ceremony that one can think of. And during that also, there is no sanctity, no sacredness. Everybody is doing what one wants to do. You are invoking the fire god and you are not paying attention to it. In that also, please hurry up. Panditji, please hurry up. Arey, you have invoked a fire god, now you are saying hurry up. Fire god, suppose fire god suddenly spoke. Hey you, I am not going now. I'll be here for late night. You'll have to sit there. You can't go around me at your will. I will tell you when you have to go around me. Then this bride and groom will keep sitting there. They have to. How can you hurry up? And then people feel good that we satisfied our guests, our elders are very happy the way we handle the wedding. The children are so happy. We have sent them to the best place in the world. Nowadays, we have sent our children to moon for honeymoon. Why not? Why the best place on earth? It can be the moon itself. Bhagavan says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tva sarva papebhya mokshayishyami. And then so many kinds of sorrows are falling on my head, and yet I am not understanding that why all this is happening. Because I am not paying attention at all to the divine in me. What about the sacred part of every act? Now think of that. Now at least this was wedding. Huh? Now let me give another example. Somebody died. And in that also I want to hurry up. In 3 months I have to complete 1 year's ceremony. That rites that I have to perform after 1 year, I want to do it in 3 months. Why? Because there is a wedding. Okay, let there be a wedding. I cannot send away the soul before this time. Shall I give you more examples or two are enough? For Grihasthas, these two are very important, wedding and death. Nothing else they consider. For everything it is important to give priority to the divine in me, and at not any cost that I will, at the cost of divinity, will I perform this ceremony. At the cost of divinity that I want this. I want a very expensive car, but not at the cost of my divinity. Yes, if by maintaining my divinity, if I can earn that much and afford a car, why not? Do it. But not otherwise. I want to build up a palace. Build up a palace. Be the king. But not at the cost of the divine in you. That should be the vow every human being should take. But no. We are the greatest. Okay, you can be the greatest, but what about the sorrows at that time? What about waste of one whole lifetime in ignorance? No, this cannot be acceptable by the men of wisdom. We call them men of wisdom because they show us the right path. Do everything but not neglecting the divine in you. That is called as Mamekam Sharanam Raja, taking refuge in Him one alone. This is how we take refuge. I'll do everything, but when I see that I'm crossing the line of the divine in me, drop it then and there. I don't want to entertain it anymore. That should be it. Arjuna would have done that. Now Bhagavan says, look here, I have told you whatever. But, and then this is the custom. Whatever knowledge we get from wherever, we are supposed to share it. But not with undeserving. So I cannot give a lecture of Vedanta to a 2-year-old child, but I can sing or chant, a holy hymn to the 2-year-old child. I don't have to explain it, no, but I can chant for. So one has to be deserving. A deserving person should be given that, and it is a must, because that reassures me of my understanding, and it is better that it enhances my memory also, because when I want to share it, I'll have to read it again, I have to go through it, I have to understand it properly, and then I have to explain it, and then there'll be some questions coming up, so I have to deal with those questions. So it's a very good exercise. Whenever we read something good, we have to share it with others, so that can be a positive. Now, anything good does not mean that what we nowadays you people get on WhatsApp and this, that. Those things are not. We are talking of scriptural texts. Whatever good we read, we have to share it, but with the deserving. So also Bhagavan tells Arjuna over here. He has almost concluded his teachings.